The shot is live from Atlanta Motor Speedway. You see the jammed infield. The King's minions turned out in record numbers today to see his final ride, and they may be part of the all-time record Georgia traffic jam. Some of them will be here for a long, long time, but what they saw today was certainly well worth it. Portrait of the King is presented by First Brands Corporation, makers of STP gas treatment, and in part by Smooth Bush Beer, an easy drinking Bush Light, and by Goodyear, #1 in tires. You know, kings once crowned typically rule for life. Turning over the driving chores doesn't mean Richard is abdicating his throne. But he's reached the final milestone as a driver, and so it's time to think about how we're going to remember this guy. I'll remember him 3 ways. 1, he didn't plan any of this. He just did his best and let the chips fall. 2, he lives the golden rule, and for a race driver, that's not always easy. And 3, he has great taste in hats and glasses. His colleagues, friends, and family will add the final few brush strokes to our portrait of the king. I'm Dave Despain. So long, everyone.
In 1964, Richard Petty won the Daytona 500 for the very first time and qualified a stock car Plymouth almost 175 miles per hour. He was the biggest news in stock car racing. In August of 1964, I ran my first Grand National race. I was in awe of everyone there. But one fellow walked up to my car, stuck out his hand, and said, "Hi, I'm Richard Petty." I'll never forget it.
You think about the idea, well, maybe he's getting too much credit, or, maybe somebody else didn't get enough or something like that. But you only have to think about it a few minutes and say, no, he earned it. He's earned every bit. And what he did was good for the sport. It wasn't just good for Richard Petty.
I'm just thankful to have had the father that I've had. And I've had the kind of life that any daughter could ever dreamed of. And I just want to say how proud I am of my father and that I love him very much. Thank you. Thank you for the values that you've given to us. Thank you for the wonderful father that you have been. And thank you for being the person that you are. And I love you.
One of the things that impresses me most about Richard Petty is the fact that after 7 championships, 200 wins, and all the other things that he accomplished in the sport, that he hasn't changed. He's still the same Richard Petty that I remember racing against for the first time in 1959. And I'm so happy that the 6.5 years that I spent driving race cars were during a part of his career.
I think to me, not only in racing, but in my personal life and growing up, that Richard Petty meant everything to me. He taught me everything I know, whether it's driving a race car, how to deal with fans, how to treat people. And I think in that aspect, you can't separate Richard Petty from Linda Petty. They're both the same as far as that goes. And they both just gave us a good set of values to grow up on. And, I can't think of any other way to thank them except say I love them.
I just wanted to say how proud and honored I am to have been a part of Richard Petty's life, and that I'm not just and that he really is our hero. I don't know why my path crossed with Richard Petty, but it did. And I'm just so thankful that I've been a part of his life